Okay, good afternoon, students. Okay, right. Is everyone here? Right. Is everyone here? Okay, right. So today will be good afternoon, Jaslyn. Is everyone here? Okay, right. So today will be good afternoon, Jaslyn. Is everyone here? Okay, right. Okay, right. Today we'll be doing a revision on sequences and series. Some of you have done revision 1, revision 2, and revision 3. Okay, I'm yet to see your revision 3. Revision 4 is on, it's already uploaded. Okay, so let's look at the first concept on sequences and series. Now, can all of you see the slide? Oh, let me bigger. Macam ada. So there's a block here, right? My PowerPoint. Okay. Right. The first concept that you must learn is on the definition of sequence. So we have a question on the definition of sequence. Okay, it was asked in year 2015, question 2, okay, whereby all of you have answered it. Okay, so all of you managed to write down the first 4 terms of the sequence correctly. Okay, given here is a recursive formula. Okay, it's called recursive because, okay, it's called recursive because it will recur again. For example, U0 is 1, it will recur again, okay, to be used in the formula. Ya, cikgu nak ambil kenapa tak ada mouse punya pen? Tak apa. Okay, so the first four term, okay, U1 is U0 is 1. So U1, you're going to use U0 again, which is 1. And we have 4. And then we use U2. To find U2, we use U1 again. So substitute 4. We have 9. U3, you substitute U2. You have 16. Okay, the question asks for the first 4 terms. So includes U0 equal 1. This is the first 4 term. So you have to conclude your answer. Ramai tak conclude answer. Okay, you have to conclude your answer. Okay, something is wrong with my PowerPoint. Okay, B. Okay, this is what I want to highlight. Explicit, okay, explicit formula. Okay, the explicit formula here. Okay, so this will suggest, where the question says suggest, you don't just put the formula, you have to prove it, okay? You have to show how you managed to get the explicit formula. So you have to do some observation, okay? For example, U0 is 1, so how do I get 1? So I'll think of a, of a method to get 1, which is 1 squared. Okay. But then because of the r, I have to put r here as 0. Okay. And then here your r is 1. So 1 plus 1, your r is 1. So we have 4. 2 squared is 4. When r is 2, 1 plus 2 squared, we have 9. When r is 3, 1 plus 3. Main thing is you have to show your r, okay, how you substitute your r to get the fourth term, 16. And lastly, the r term, you have 1 plus r squared. So this is how you suggest the explicit formula, okay? And then you have to verify your answer. So how do you verify your answer? Okay, find the r plus 1 term. So how to get the r plus 1 term? You substitute into the formula. R becomes r plus 1. So we have r plus 1 squared plus 2r plus 1 plus 1. So ramai dapat 2. Okay, and then you have this, you expand it. So your r plus 1 term is the same as the one given in the question. Okay, the r plus 1 term is the same as, okay, the r term plus 2r plus 1. Okay, most of you substitute values of r, which is incorrect because you need to verify the formula, not finding the values of ur plus 1. Okay, dicari katalah r is 4, dia kata dia dapat u5, dia mesti masukkan r5, dia dapat. No, that is not the way to verify the formula, okay? You have to prove that the r plus 1 term is the same as ur plus 2r plus 3. Okay, ni saja yang saya nak highlight, ramai silap kat sini lah. Can I, sekejap ya, saya nak tukar di stop playing first. Saya nak tukar the mode. Slideshow. Okay, next. Okay. Right. Besides sequence, they will ask you about series too, okay? So here, the passive question, they ask about convergence sequence, okay? Convergence sequence, sorry, convergence series. I'm so sorry, it's convergence series. So give a reason for your answer. Hence, determine the sum of the convergence series. Okay. Before we show there is a convergence series, okay, look back at the concept. A series is convergent if there exists a limiting value as n increases. That is, the limit of s of n enters to infinity is L. So we have to find this value L. Okay, when there exists a limiting value, then the series converges. Okay, and find the sum of the convergent series. Okay, let's look. Okay, now we have k equal 1. Okay, substitute k as 1. So we have 1 here, tak perlu tulis. Okay, so 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So substitute k as 2. So this becomes 0, k as 3. Okay, this become 1, k as 4, 2, and lastly, when k is n, because we have the n term, okay, this become n minus 2. Right, simplifying. half times divide by 1/3 is 3/2. This is 1/4, and you are left inside here. Okay, 1/2 cube. The rest are sama. Cuma saya simplify the first two terms saja. Okay. Okay, then notice that I took out this one. 1/2 cube times 1/3 times 1/3. So I'm left here with 1. Okay, I factorize it here. So this become 1. If 4 jadi 1 because 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, 1 has been taken out here. So this become 1. 2 become 1 here. So here 5 becomes 2. 3 becomes 2. You see the pattern? So n, because I've taken out 3 here. So I have n minus 3. Okay, so I'm left with here n minus 2. Here I take out 1. So this become n minus 3. So notice that it's all the same power. Okay, simplifying further, 1/8 times 1/3 is 1/24. Okay, this is a geometric series. Okay, that's why I said geometric series, what you learn in Form 5 is being applied in Form 6. That's why saya tak nak ajar, because you already learned this in Form 6, okay, Form 5. So our ratio is 1/6. Remember, geometric series is obtained by multiplying with a constant. The constant is 1/6. Sama juga ni, multiplying with a constant. So the ratio is 1/6. Okay, 1 minus r to the power of n minus 3. We have n minus 3 terms. So 1 minus 6. So simplifying, we have this. 9/5 minus 1/20. 1/6 to the power of n minus 3. Yeah? Ini 5/6. Yeah? So times 6/5. Betul lah. Ya, dapatlah 1/20. Selesaikan ni. Mendarabkan dapatlah 9/5. 1/20. Sorry. Yeah? You simplify yourself. So to show that it's converges, you need to find the limits. Okay, as n gets bigger, here becomes 0. So you are left with 9/5. Okay, when you conclude, you don't say this is why it is convergent. I mean, you have to say, since there exists a limiting value, thus the series is convergent. Bukannya, this is why, yeah? It is a convergent series, okay? Titik pointer. Okay, next. And the sum of the convergence series is 9/5. Okay, 9/5. So that's on series, convergent series. So you have to look at two concepts, definition of sequence, convergence of series. Okay. The next concept is, what's this? When you look at the question, to question 2017. It is the arithmetic sequence. So it's the arithmetic series. Okay. So for arithmetic or geometric series, okay, you have to translate all the information in the question into mathematical symbol. So given that we have A, B, C, three non-zero numbers in the ratio 4:3:2. Okay, the first term is A, the third term is B, and the seventh term is C minus 3. Okay, and of an arithmetic sequence. So find the smallest integer n such that the sum of the first n term is less than 0. Okay, to find the sum of the first n term, you need to find the values of A, B, and C. Okay, okay, right. So rewrite the information into mathematical sentence. First term is A, third term is B, and the seventh term is C minus 3. And recall back the formula of an n term. Ratio A is to B is to C is 4:3 is to 2. And we want to find the smallest integer of n such that Sn is less than 0. Okay, this is taking out the information from the question. Okay, for arithmetic and geometric series. Okay, the n term formula is a plus n minus 1d, and the sum of the first n term of an arithmetic series, okay, I'm using Sn. I'm using the sigma symbol, okay, n over 2 to a plus n minus 1d. It's up to you. Want to use the sigma symbol or you want to use Sn. Form 5, kita guna Sn. Form 6, mostly we use the sigma symbol. Okay, let's look. First, we need to find the common difference here. Okay, to find Sn, you need to find the common difference and you need to find the first term. So in order to do that, you have to find the value. You have to find the values of A, B, and C. Okay, let A be 4x, B is 3x, C is 2x, okay? Because this is a ratio. So my first term is 4x, my third term is 3x. So my third term is A plus 2D equals 3x. Okay. And I substitute my A for x. So my D is negative x over 2. Okay, I've substituted here A as 4x. So D is negative x over 2. This is my A, 4x. So this is my first equation. Next, I'm using the information. The seventh term is C minus 3. So what is my seventh term? A plus 6D, which is C minus 3. A is 4x. Okay. C is 2x. Okay, my 60 is negative 2x minus 3. Yes. So my equation 2. So substitute 1 in 2. I have 6 negative x over 2 equivalent to negative 2x minus 3. So my x is 3. Okay, solving. Okay, this is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 2x is negative x. So x is 3. So from here, you get your common difference as negative 3 over 2. And my first term, 4x, which is 4 times 3. 4 times 3, yeah, we get 12. Okay. So once you have the common difference and the first term, then you can find the sum of the first n term less than 0. Substitute all the values to A plus n minus 1D. Okay, 24 minus 3 over 2n plus 3 over 2. Oh, sepatutnya tak boleh hilangkan ni ya. Saya silap ni. You must multiply with n. Because this is a rational. It should be 24n. The value tak apa. This one you can cancel off. This one you can cross multiply. So you have 24n minus 3 over 2n squared. Okay, plus 3 over 2n. Okay, you cannot divide by n because n is a value. So, but you can take out the numbers tak apa. So you have 48n. Okay, minus 3n squared plus 3n is less than 0. Okay, taking out my n, 3n. I think I can take out my 3n. So I have a minus n. Hang on sekejap ya. Divide by -3, so n squared minus n plus minus 1, 3. This is the correct method. So my n cannot be 0. So my n is, sorry, my n, ni pun salah ni. Cikgu dah lama cuti. You have to draw the number line. Cikgu dah lama cuti. Okay. So 0, 17. Okay, draw the number line. Okay, sorry lah cikgu tulisan tak cantik. Okay. Kita nak negatif. Negatif takkan sini. Oh, hang on. Cikgu dah divide by, this should be positive. This is positive dia. So your n is 17. So n is 17. Okay. N should be 17. This is the correct way of finding the smallest value of n. N cannot be 0, yeah? You have to use a number line. Therefore, n is 17. That satisfies the inequality. This inequality. Tolong ya. Cikgu silap ni. Okay. Cannot see your comment. Sekejap ya. Okay. So far, any question? Okay. I don't know why my just now bila cikgu share dia jadi dia block try. Okay, no question, saya continue balik ya. Okay, thank you Jungkit. Okay. Right. This is 2019. Okay. Besides the arithmetic series, they can also ask you geometric series. Okay. Here they ask you to show the general formula for the sum of the first n term of a geometric series. Okay. You can find this in your textbook actually. And they're guiding you by considering Sn minus R Sn to show the sum of the first n term is this formula. Okay. And then you're given the term of an infinite series is given by this one here. 3 times -4 over 5 to the power of R. Okay, first you have to show that the series is a geometric series. Okay. To show it's a geometric series, you have to show that it has a constant ratio. Okay. And then find the sum of the first n term of the series. Okay, how do you look at the symbol? This is Sn, yeah? Sum of the first n term of the series. This is sum to infinite of the geometric series. Okay, so please be familiarize yourself with the symbol. Sebab ramai pelajar bila nampak sum dia takut. It's actually the sum of the first n term. This one, sum of infinity of the series. Okay, let's look. Semua ada ya soalan? Okay, so consider Sn, the first term plus the second term plus the third term until the n term. Okay, and you multiply the sum of the first n term with r. So a becomes ar becomes ar squared becomes ar cubed, ar n minus 1 becomes ar to the power of n. Okay, this will consider just now Sn minus Rsn. Okay, notice that when you minus A saja, the rest is being cancelled off. So, and you are left with AR to the power of n. So, factorizing S of n. So, we have 1 minus R. For factorizing A, you have 1 minus R to the power of n. So, your S of n is A times 1 minus R to the power of n over 1 minus R, and R cannot be 1. Okay? Okay, you don't need to write hence proof because you have the word here, therefore. Okay, we have the R term of an infinite series. So prove that it's a geometric series. So we need to find the common ratio. So to get the common ratio is the R plus 1 term divided by the R term. The R plus 1 term divided by the R term. So your R becomes R plus 1 divided by the R term. Okay, this cancel off. Okay, now this is index number. So R plus 1 minus R, you are left with 1. So we have negative 4 over 5 with Janila. Okay, R plus 1, negative R. So you are left with negative 4 over 5 here. So you have to make a conclusion because when it says show, any question which show, you have to conclude your answer. Since negative 4 over 5 is a constant, then series is a geometric series. Okay, you have to state this. It's a constant. Because why? In fact, I want to say for all values of R, yeah? Because we have R here, it's always constant, no matter what value of R here. Okay, next. Find the sum of the first n term. Masuk je. This is your first term. A. Okay, when R is 1. Okay, your first term. 1 minus R to the power of n. 1 minus R. Okay, 1 minus R. Okay, so you have plus. So sum of the first n term. Okay, you simplify. This is 9 over 5. Okay, this is negative 12 over 5 times 5 over 9. So you are left with negative 4 over 3. 1 minus negative 4 over 5n. Now take note, you cannot multiply inside this because this is a different number. Yeah? Dia ada power ni. So you cannot add. Okay. So this is the sum of the first n term. Inilah yang kita cari ni ya. And to find the sum to infinity, you find the limits for this sum of n, s of n, as n tends to infinity. So as n tends to infinity, this tends to 0. So you are left with negative 4 over 3. So you have to get used, okay, finding the S infinity convergent series again. But this is for a geometric series. Okay. Okay, this one you all dah buat, I know, but I want to highlight the mistake being made. Okay. Because although I put 4 marks here, but I changed to 5 marks the other day because most of you didn't. Okay, most of you stop here, but you didn't state to me that this is a geometric series. Okay, dia kata as the sum, yes memanglah sum, and the series. But how do I know it's a geometric series? Okay, none of you, I said seorang saja yang tunjuk. I forgot who in ke? Should to me that this is a geometric series. Ada buat macam ni, kata this is geometric series. You have to prove how. Geometric series means that you must multiply with a constant. Here I multiply with a constant 0.01. Okay. This is AR squared. So this is a geometric series. Only one person wrote this down. Okay, so since they nak fraction in its lowest term, so we change this to 13 over 100. This become 18 over 10,000. Okay, this is the sum of a geometric series. Okay, saya ambil keluar sebenarnya. Saya boleh keluarkan 0.001. Okay, saya keluarkan actually 1 plus 0.0018 times 0.01. Boleh. You can do that. So A is 1. 1 minus R is easy for you to calculate. So most of you got this lah. So all of you got lost 1 mark because of this. You didn't show that it was a geometric series. Okay. So setakat ni you lihat dia tanya sequence, convergence series, arithmetic series, geometric series. Okay, dia tanya in past year question. I'm saying this because my PU2, yeah, you take note, yeah, PU2. Okay, convergence sequence, convergence series, sequence, convergence series, arithmetic series, geometric series. Okay. Ini pun you all dah buat. Cuma saya nak highlight the methods of differences. Ramai tak baca. In fact, seorang saja yang buat betul. Seorang kedua, I can't remember. Okay. Then, so far, past year question, this is the only question that asks methods of difference. Lepas tu dah tak tanya dah. So, I can say most likely this year keluar balik kot methods of differences. Most likely. So, jangan kata cikgu predict. Macam predict jugalah. Tapi I feel that you need to know more of methods of differences. Tapi I know most students tak suka. I don't know why. But it's quite easy. So explain why the series converges to 1 over 4. Okay, and determine the smallest value of n such that inilah quarter minus s of n less than 0.0025. Okay, most of you lost 5 marks, I think, because they guna elimination method. Dia tak kata hence or otherwise. Here, the keyword here is hence. Okay, so you must use this partial fraction methods of difference to find the sum of the first n minus 1 term. Okay, bukannya guna partial fractions and elimination method. So most of you lost 5 marks. Banyak ya. This is 15 marks ya. Okay, now, what is the methods of difference? So let's say you have the general term UR can be expressed in term as FR plus 1 minus FR. Okay, kita hafal satu je lah ni, senang. Okay, jangan hafal the other one. Saya kata saya ada 2 kan. The other day I mentioned there's 2 method of differences. Stick to 1 method. You won't go wrong. So, if it can be written in this form, UR ni can be written in this form. Okay, then the sum of the first n term dia ialah Fn plus 1 minus F1. Meaning that you don't have to show the elimination method. Just substitute R plus 1 as n plus 1, R as 1 because your R starts from 1. Okay, our R starts from 1. That's how we memorize this formula. Boleh ingat? Okay, that's how we memorize the formula. Right. Okay, we move on. Okay, partial fraction, there's no problem. Most of you managed to get the partial fraction. Okay, this just factorize it. 1 over R plus 1, R minus 1. So this is distinct linear factor. So the partial fraction is A over R plus 1 plus B over R minus 1. So multiplying with R squared minus 1, you have 1. A times R minus 1 plus B R plus 1. Yeah, multiply both sides with R squared minus 1. Okay, so when R is negative 1, your A is negative half. When R is 1, B is half. So most of you got it correct, yeah? Conclude, yes? Conclude, therefore. Okay, now deduce that. So to deduce, I have to do something to this ni. 1 over r squared minus 1, I can take out the common factor. Ramai tak buat ni. Ramai buat kemudian. Saya take out the common factor. Why? So when I multiply by r, I have 1 over 2r, 1 over r minus 1 over r plus 1. Okay? So dia nak ni, deduce. Mesti sama, tunjuk, tengok atas. Okay? So I have this. Therefore means conclude your answer. Macam you all buat macam biasa, last kali baru you all factorize. Saya factorize awal, multiply by r, so I got half 1 over r minus 1 over r plus 1. Okay? Okay, notice that favorite question dia, kalau question 7, question 7, dia akan tanya partial fraction. Similarly with binomial expansion pun, dia akan tanya partial fraction. So make sure you master the skill in converting fraction into partial fractions. Okay, now please yang salah ni tolong tengok ya. Yang betul pun tolong tengok. Yang betul tu ada juga marks deducted. Why? Dia tak define what is f of r. Okay, this is what we got just now. Since half is a constant, I can take out my half. Okay, sum of r2. Because here r is 2, yeah. So you must be careful, yeah. It's not always that we have to start with r equal 1. Here your r equals 2. Yeah. So you can check, sama tak 1 over 2 times 2 minus 1 is 2. Okay. Minus, ni pun check sini je lah. 1 over 2 times 4 minus 1, you have 3. So memang kita start dengan R2 ya. Memang kita start dengan R2. So please check your value R. Tak semestinya selalu kita start dengan R1. Sometimes kita boleh start dengan R0 pun. Depends on the series. Okay, now. Only a few of you define your function of R. 1 over R minus 1. So that FR plus 1 becomes 1 over R plus 1. Kan dia kata if UR can be expressed as this, then we can apply URU can be expressed as this. So you have to show lah macam mana you dapat. Okay. So ramai tak tunjuk ni. Tiba-tiba je saya dah nampak ni. You have to show what is your FR, what is your FR plus 1. So that saya nak masuk, saya tahu ni FR saya. Tak semestinya FR plus 1 saya kat sini. Kita tengok kat mana dia berada. Okay. So here is our FR, here is our FR plus 1. Sometimes this can be FR plus 1 first, followed by FR. Itu sebab you kena define clearly your FR and FR plus 1. Itu sebab ni saya nak buat hari ni kelas. So that you will not make the mistake again. Okay. Define clearly. Then, once you are able to write in this form, then we can apply the methods of difference. Okay, FR is F2. Okay, sedang kita start dengan 2. R plus 1 becomes N plus 1. Notice that this is N, yeah? Okay, sum of the first N minus 1 term from R equal to N is half in brackets F2 minus Fn plus 1. So now you need to substitute your R as 2. Itu sebab you kena define. So that pemeriksa pun nampak. Oh, dia substitute you kat sini. So dapatlah half. And then dia substitute N plus 1 dia. Okay. N plus 1, N. So dapat. Okay. So you have to define this. Ramai tak buat. Ramai dapat ni lah. Tapi tolaklah mereka sebab not enough working. Okay, then so deduce. deduce S of n. So meaning that now this is Sn minus 1. So Sn means you add one more term. You add one more term, n plus 1. Okay, saya tak tahu lah apa you all buat. Saya pening kepala sekejap masa saya marking. So your n becomes n plus 1. Your n becomes n plus 1 plus 1 becomes n plus 2. This will deduce. Okay. Boleh ya? Am I going too fast? Am I talking alone? Are you all with me? Okay. Okay, next. Buffering. Okay, we done this already. Okay, now deduce. Okay, explain why the series converges to 1 over 4 and determine the smallest value of n such that 1 over 4 minus Sn is less than 0.0025. Okay, this is again convergence series. So, dah berapa kali dah keluar convergence series? Banyak kali ya. So, meaning that you have to be skillful in finding the limits. Okay. So, boleh dikata explain to show that it has a limiting value. Okay. Show that it has a limiting value. So, here limit of S of n just now. S of n ya. Okay. Bukannya Sn minus 1, S of n. So as n increases, this becomes 0, betul? So you are left with 1 over 4. So conclude. When you conclude, jangan kata this is why it converges. You have to say since the limiting value is 1 over 4, so series converges to 1 over 4. Yeah? Tolong ya, please. Bukan this is why. The reason is that there exists a limiting value. Okay, now. Okay, so ramai pun kena tolak Mekah kat sini. Okay, now explain. Sorry, find the smallest value of n. Okay, so far so good. Semua dapat substitute dengan betul. Sampai sini pun betul. Sampai sini pun betul. But after this, notice that this is a rational function. What I did mention to you, finding the inequality of rational function macam mana? You cannot cross multiply. Ramai yang cross multiply. So I bring my 1 over 200. Okay, I bring it here. Sini, saya bawa ni ke sini. So it's greater than 0. So simplifying into a single fraction, I have this. Ramai tak tulis ni. Ramai dapat atas saja the numerator. The denominator is missing. This is rational function ya. Yeah? And it's not a modulus rational function. Kalau modulus, yes, you can cross multiply. Okay. And here, tak pasti whether the values are positive. If the values are positive, yes, we can cross multiply. But I'm not sure whether the values are positive. Okay, so you cannot cross multiply. So you have 4 roots here. Using the calculator, dia dapat negative 15.65, negative 2, negative 1 ni ya. Semua ni unshaded circle ya. And 12.65. Clearly n must be positive kat sini je lah. Memanglah leceh, tapi it's easy to deduce because n is positive. Here n is negative, n is positive, tak boleh. Value of negative tak boleh, mana boleh ya. So your n is 13. Ramai tak deduce n 13 ya. Ramai stop kat sini. N must be an integer. Okay. Tak apa, if you don't understand, you can watch again this video over and over again. Okay. So notice that in one question, they can ask so many concepts. Here, rational function inequality. Dia takkan tanya as on its own. It will ask in a question. Okay, it will be asked in a question. Okay, we move on. Okay, this is something new. I think it's in revision 3. Okay, again, they ask you the single fraction. This just cross multiply, simplifying, we have this. Okay, now starting 2017, oh sorry. Yeah. Okay, ni tak ada. Okay, next. Hence. Okay, the word here is hence. Be careful, it has word hence. Okay, if x is sufficiently small, such that x to the power 4 and higher powers can be neglected. Maksudnya kalau dapat x power 4, x power 5, you can ignore, tak payah tulis. Okay, show that the expansion is this, where p and q are constant. So we have binomial expansion. So for this topic, senang saja you all nak master ya. Just understand what is a sequence, what is a series, and they ask you on convergence series, they ask you on arithmetic and geometric series, and they ask you on methods of difference, and lastly, binomial expansion. Tak banyak kan? Okay, it's just tedious, itu saja. Okay, sebab dia kata hence tadi. Okay, now let's recall the formula of binomial expansion. So for binomial expansion, please take note my PU2 ya, jangan lupa. We look at the power of n. When n is a positive integer, yes, I know that you can straight away apply the formula, but it's advised that you write in this form. Why? Senang nak expand. When you take out a to the power of n, you only need to expand. Ada 1 kat sini, senang. So using the binomial theorem or the binomial expansion theorem, n x over a, n minus 1 over 2 factorial x over a squared, n minus 1 times n minus 2 over 3 factorial and so forth. Ya. Tapi check n ni. Okay, sebab this is finite. It has an ending. Janganlah you buat dot ya. This is finite because n is positive integer. But when n is a rational number maksudnya it can be negative, it can be square root, it can be fraction, yeah. See, notice that it is of the same form. But your n is a rational number and the series is infinite. Itu sebabnya saya suruh kamu buat ni. Sama aja, tak ada apa-apa beza. Cuma beza, this is infinite, this is finite. And for rational number, okay, dia ada condition. This expansion is only valid for modulus x. Ambil je apa kat sini. Whatever is here, you just take it out. X over a less than 1, which means, okay, x lies between negative a and a. Baru saja expansion ni valid. Itu je tambahan dia. Okay, so sequence and series tak susah sebenarnya ya. Please guys, I want you to conquer this. Okay, cuma dia tedious sebab banyak plus, plus, minus and so forth. But it's not that difficult. And binomial expansion has been asked every year starting 2017 rasanya. Okay, methods of difference hanya sekali saja ditanya. Okay, now let's do the question here. Okay, we have proof square root 25. We have proof this into this. Dia tolong kita tadi. The question is guiding us. Square root 25 is 5. 1 minus 4x is 1 minus 4x to the power of negative half. 1 over 1 plus x is 1 plus x to the power of negative half. So we expand, okay, term by term. Jangan buat sekali dua. Nanti tension awak. Okay, do bit by bit. Notice dia kata until x to the power, tak apa, kita buat satu-satu dulu. Okay, 1 is 4x to the power of negative half. So 1 plus negative half times negative 4x, negative half n minus 1, n minus 2 over 2 factorial minus 4x squared, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 over 3 factorial minus 4x cubed. Okay, I stop here sebab dia kata x to the power of 4 can be ignored. Okay, don't forget dot, dot, dot. Tak ada dot, dot, dot. Penalize ya, penalty hilang satu markah. Okay, 1 plus, then solving. Ini tekan calculator, takkan saya nak ajar ya. Tekan calculator, be patient. But if we practice, you know that 2 factorial is always 2, 3 factorial is always 6. Tak perlu tekan calculator. Okay. Next, expansion sama 1 plus n x. Senang sebab ni x. Sama n minus 1 over 2 factorial, n minus 1, n minus 2 over 3 factorial x. We can put dot, dot, dot. So simplifying, okay, you have this too. Once you already got the final until x cubed, then we can multiply the two expansion. Ini yang pelajar kata dia tak suka. Sebenarnya senang. It's just a matter of, okay, 1 times the whole thing of this, the x cubed, plus 2x times, saya stop sama x squared sebab x cubed, kalau saya x times x cubed dah jadi x power 4. So nampak tak? Here x cubed, here until x squared, here nanti x, ini tinggal 1 saja. Okay, so this is the technique. Okay, the rest you calculate sendirilah ya. So you can expand 1 minus half x plus 3 over 8x squared minus 5 over 16x cubed. Jangan multiply 5. 5 ni lah sebab dia kata show that the 5 must be outside. So plus 2x minus x squared plus 3 over 4x cubed plus 6x squared minus 3x cubed plus 20x cubed. So dapatlah ni. Okay, you do term by term. Gather the like terms. Okay. Dan pemeriksa pun dia tak nak tengok. Dia nak tengok ni je. Dia dah dapat betul tadi. Okay, dia nampak first line is correct. Kalau salah, dia tengok second line ya. One thing about pemeriksa tu dia, when it comes like this, they will look at the second line. Dia kata recover. Everything correct. So dapatlah ni. So you get full mark lah. That's what I say. Working, show your working is very important. Okay, the word therefore means you conclude your answer. Okay, hence proof lah. Tak payah kata hence proof. Therefore, ataupun you buat ni, hashtag ni. Okay. Okay, now, determine the range of values of x for which the expansion is valid. Kita ada dua ni. So, kita ambil for x. Ya, ambil saja for x ni must be less than 1. Don't forget the modulus. This one can be cross multiply because whatever comes out is always positive. But when you open up the modulus, we have this. Ingat this is less than. Yang tahu apa tu di greater than ramai salah. Less than 1 ya. Kalau x greater than 1 lain maksudnya. X less than negative 1 or x greater than 1. Lain ya. Okay, ni ambil saja x dia. Modulus x is less than 1. So open up the modulus x is between negative 1 and 1. But your expansion must satisfy both inequality. So referring these two inequality or the range of values of x. Okay, macam mana saya buat ni? Kita tengoklah. This is negative 1 to 1. This is negative 1 over 4 to 1 over 4. So dia mesti overlap ya. Dia overlap kat mana? Sini. Okay. So in other words, you choose the smaller range. You choose the smaller range. Dalam exam tak perlu tunjuk number line. Tapi homework hari tu saya nak tengok. To see whether you have the correct way of thinking. Okay. Exam tak payah tunjuk number line. Normally we know that we always take the smaller range of values of x. Okay. Ini saya recall back lah. Okay, now. To find a suitable value of x ni. Okay. So we equate this with 6. Okay. Starting must be correct. We equate the expression equals 6. Okay, now using the index rule, okay, we can take out the common power, negative half. Okay, to get rid of negative half, we square it lah. Oh, saya silap. Square it. Square it is negative 1 sebenarnya. Okay, you square it. So 5 squared. Mana my pen? 5 squared. This is squared. So I have negative 1. Let me write nicely. Okay, ini power negative 1. Okay, sebenarnya, okay, saya, something is wrong here, the control. Ada control. Tak apa. Okay. Saya silap. So 6. Okay, this one saya boleh cross multiply because this is an equation ya. You can cross multiply if it's an equation. Sekejap ya. 25 times 6. Oh, inilah dia bila cikgu penat lah. Okay, you get the same thing, sekejap ya. You selesaikan this. Minus 4x, 4x squared, minus 3x. Okay, 25 times 6 minus 1 berapa? Saya silap ni. Tapi you should get, can you go back and check balik? You should get, okay, this is ignore because it's not in the range. But you should get x equal 1 over 5. Saya tak tahu somewhere I did somewhere wrong here. Kalau saya multiply by negative 2 boleh. Somewhere saya silap kat sini. Tak apa. So, but nanti I give you the correct answer ni when saya tak boleh nak fikir. Okay, 25 times 6 minus 1. I think it's minus something equals 0 and then you get x ni lah. Okay, so left hand side substitute x as 1 over 5. So you have 5, 6 over 25 negative half. What does this mean? It's 25 over 6 to the negative half lah. Okay, and then substitute. Substitute x 1 over 5 on the right hand side. Okay, and then you equate. (25) 6 upon negative half ni tadi equal 5 times 16545. Okay, dia kata round off to 3 significant figure. Okay, somewhere mistake cikgu ni. Sekejap ya, boleh tak cikgu? Tapi nanti balik saya nanti I'll give you the correct answer lah. Fine. Cikgu silap. So I got 25 times 6. Okay lah, sama. So correct lah, 25 times 6 patutnya. Okay, tolong check. But you should get x 1 over 5. Okay. This is the purpose of finding the binomial expansion to find the approximate values. Okay. Dulu kita orang tak ada calculator. So that's why the binomial expansion is used to find an approximate value. Okay. Correct to 3 significant figures. So make sure you know how to find the 3 significant figure. Go balik check ya. Your x must be 1 over 5. Okay. 2020, again binomial expansion, but asking for the general term in the expansion. Find the term independent of x. Independent of x maksudnya tak ada x. And then determine the coefficient of x cubed in the expansion ni. Okay, first formula. The binomial expansion after starting 2017 tu dah binomial expansion ya. Okay, now hopefully you memorize this formula, the specific term of an expansion. The r plus 1 term of a plus b to the power of n is NCR times a n minus r b to the power of r. So please memorize this. Dia tak bagi in the paper, in the question paper. So we have 12 here. So substitute 12 CR. A is 2x. This is A. B is 1 over x squared. Substitute n as 12 minus r, r. Okay. So simplifying 12 CR. Okay, saya buat 2 times 2 to 12 minus r. Sebab this is index ya, you boleh pecahkan x times 12 minus r, x power of negative 2r. Ni saya bawa ke atas x power of negative 2r. Okay, index number ya. You can simplify this. 12CR, 2 times 12 minus R, X times 12 minus 3R. Okay, independent of X means this must be 0. 12 minus 3R must be equal 0. So your R is 4. So the independent term, 12C4, 2 to the power of 12 minus 4, which is 8. So dapatlah 12672 ohm. Okay. Dia jangan panik aja. One thing about sequences and series is a lot of work, but keep your cool, okay? Okay, determine the coefficient of x cubed. Okay, coefficient of x cubed 12C3. Ni untuk ni, for this expansion ya. Ni. 12C3. Ni, kita tengok ini. 12C3 times 2 to the power of 9. Kita guna ni. Coefficient of x cubed 12C3 to 12 minus 9. 12 minus 3 is 9. X, okay. X cube lah dapat. So this is x cube. Kita ambil coefficient dia saja. Kita ambil coefficient dia saja, okay. We just take only the coefficient. So dapat this. Now, sebab dia nak coefficient. Next. Okay. So how do I get this? Cuba you alter macam mana saya dapat ni? The expansion of x cube. Here, for this term, the x cube dia 1, 1, 2, 6, 4 to the power of x cube. Okay, so for this, the independent term is 126720 times x cube. Dia ada independent term. Kat dalam ni ada independent term. Okay, there's one independent term when you expand. Dalam dia ada one independent term, 126720. When you expand, there's one independent term, 126720. Dia tak ada x, dia independent. So multiply by minus x cube. So dapatlah 1 minus 12670x cube. So dia nak coefficient saja. So kita ambil coefficient, dapatlah ni. Okay, because we need the coefficient of x cube. Okay. You go back and look and tengok semula. Okay. Okay. Last one, I think. Can you expand this? Again, binomial expansion. See, banyak kali dia tanya. Okay, this is rational. This is also rational. Do one by one. 1 plus n times negative 3x, n minus 1 over 2 factorial minus 3x squared until the term in x cube saja. So the rest dot dot dot. Please put the dot dot dot. Okay, please put the dot dot dot. Okay, pressing the calculator, you should get 1 minus x squared minus 5 over 3x cubed. Okay, plus dot dot dot. We don't know what is it, so we put plus dot dot dot. Okay, this is for the first binomial expansion. Okay, the second binomial expansion. Okay, first, sebab dia kata determine the range of values of x for which the expansion is valid. Okay, cepat-cepat saya buat. Okay. Okay, this is actually modulus x less than 1 over 3. So dapatlah ni. For the first expansion. Okay, next second expansion. Senang dia 1 plus n 2x, n minus 1, n times n minus 1 over 2 factorial 2x squared plus n minus 1, n minus 2, or 3 factorial 2x cubed plus dot dot dot. Simplifying. Okay, this is valid. Okay, modulus 2x less than 1. Okay, buka dapat ni lah. Actually, step tak perlu tunjuk. This step tak perlu tunjuk. Straight away you can show this step. Okay, next you need to multiply. Okay, saya dah tunjuk how to multiply. 1 times the whole thing until x cubed minus x until x squared, 4x squared minus x squared until 2x, and lastly minus 5x cubed times 1 is minus 5 over 3x cubed. Okay, minus 5 over 3x cubed times 1 is minus 5 over 3x cubed plus dot dot dot. Okay, expand, gather the like term, and you have this. Okay, now this, you must satisfy these two. N. Okay, you must put the word N. No N, 0 mark, yeah? So, as I said, choose the smaller value. The smaller value is this. X lies between negative 1 over 3 to 1 over 3. Okay? So, dah berapa dah binomial expansion? Banyak, ya? Okay, and 2015 ni saya tak nak buat, just tunjuk yang 2015 pun dia tanya binomial expansion. Okay, you can ask Ma Juntung because she's the only one who got full marks for this. Okay. Sama juga. Okay, it's exactly the same. 2014 pun most of you got it correct, so saya tak buat, tapi it's on binomial expansion. Okay, so for this topic, all you need to know is what is a sequence, how a sequence is being defined. Okay, it can be infinite or finite sequence. Similarly, we have series, we have a convergent series. Kalau tak ada limiting value, it diverge. Okay, so when they explain why it's converges, why it's convergent, you have to say it has a limiting value. Okay, bukannya this is why. It has a limiting value. And then we have the arithmetic series, the geometric series pun dia akan tanya the convergent series. And then we have the methods of different, so far only once being asked, and we have binomial expansion almost every year. Okay, so that's about all for today's lesson. PU2, I hope you all can cope. Okay. Okay, any? Yeah. Okay. So, summary. Know what is a sequence, convergent series, methods of difference, and so these are the things that you must what do you call it, master in order for you to get your in order to do okay. Okay, after this I will upload the integration. Okay, and itu kita buat revision 1 and then once I finish, saya akan buat macam ni balik lah. Ya, recap balik tengok apa yang you all tak berapa nak jawab betul. Not that you cannot answer, but your answer is not precise. Okay, it's not precise. Because when it's not precise, you tend to lose mark. Itu sebab term 1 ramai yang tak boleh score. Okay, my PU2 ya ramai tu. Hopefully you buat balik. And then yang X to 105 tu saya akan bagi, saya akan upload lah nanti dalam Google Classroom. Okay, any questions? Tak ada. So saya nak end broadcast. ada neighbor datang. Okay, any questions? This one tak ada sijil. This is my own StreamYard, free StreamYard, tak ada sijil. But this Saturday, PU2, PU1 you can join because I'm going to do on data description. Tapi more basically macam ni jugalah, ulang kaji. Most of the things being asked in data description. And then one more thing, you are asked to activekan your ID IU sebab dia nak pilih icon, I don't know, icon junior EDD. So those yang selalu datang every week, mana-mana tuition dia akan detect and dapatlah menang icon EDD junior icon. Okay, right. Kalau tak ada, saya nak berhenti ni. I want to end broadcast. Okay, right. Okay, tak ada ya. So Jungkit kata tak ada. Jin Tunggu kata tak ada. Okay, I'm saying bye-bye now. That's all. Okay, thank you. Okay, Yuli kata thank you. Okay. Tam, please bakar hitam, Jintung pun. Okay. Right. Thank you all. Okay, saya nak close studio. Okay, saya tutup yes. Saya nak end.